Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm OP, and in today's episode we'll be going over some of the best highlights from today's LCK 2024 Spring Split matchup. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the action.
That's a good little throwback there.
But they can't even, I don't even know if they die to a gank here.
Well, Gumayusi, he might be in a little bit of trouble, does have to heal. There's the flash forward from Henna as Carrier is trying to get aggressive. Doesn't have the ignite, but just needs another auto attack. The flash forward from Execute does absolutely nothing. And now Carrier's trying to pop off. He just needs one more, but he's not going to get there. It's a double for Willer in the end. And that definitely is a decent start for Fear on the back of Willer. And what he's been able to get done. See whether he can continue to play as well as he has. As Zeus with the World Ender here. Clear has already gone all out. Does he actually have the damage to kill him? Oh, that was a beautiful interruption. But Clear is still fighting, gets the ward down, and Zeus will be solo killed by the young upstart.
And that is huge, because Clear has been struggling much in the laning phase.
All right, and there is a kickback onto Gumayusi as well. Okay, never you mind. FearX, they are here to play today. T1 getting themselves in a better position where they can actually fight for a late game, but Willer has decided that he does not want late game to happen.
It's almost up.
Yep, he's just done with that as we have the pullback already with that World Ender, and Willer's in melee range. He can kick whenever he likes. Ona will turn up though, gets the kick through. That was so sick from Willer, but now the distance is being created. He avoids the Q.
Closer.
And T1 is still here. They're going to need Closer to turn up, and there he is. Another kill for Willer and a flash out from Ona.
And FearX still being pretty even. It is a nice lead, but not enough by itself as they go in.
X-Gates coming on over here as Ona will get queued. Faker moves over. And Gumayusi, he's caught by himself. The flash comes through as Execute is delivered towards the Varus, and he is just dead. Beautiful target selection here from FearX.
And I'm glad to see that Henna is just as Execute as his ult.
Yeah, if Ona can get into the pit, then there is a high chance that he can steal things away, as now Zeus looking for a flank angle. Okay, dangerous times. Teleport coming in from Clear as well. There's the Magnus Storm. Chains of Corruption going wide, but Zeus, he is in the Dragon Pit. Now he's out. Gets pushed away, and there is the soul point for Willer. Still, Zeus able to get a kill or two here, but now he has to deal with 4 people moving towards him. And FearX, they'll run over the fight, from the fight, so that he can't get into that backline and make things happen. Q's coming in, but a lot of this poke on the side of FearX isn't landing until now, where the handshake comes back in. But that is an Aatrox. I don't know whether you want that one, as the Magnus Storm flies forward, and it's Gumayusi that blows him up, and now Zeus will just jump all over them, and that's a clean ace.
Clean ace. Baron's gonna be gone. Dragon no longer on.
Else that could have been the target when he went for it. No. Oh, and okay. You did get kicked momentarily, but you just went straight into a massive Shockwave Magnet Storm combo. And they just got obliterated.
Yeah, and if you go for that,
not a lot of vision down here, as Carrier just throwing Qs left, right, and center. Chains of Corruption onto Willer, and there is the Infernal Chains. It will be broken by Willer, though, as the Magnus Storm comes in, but the immediate kick, I just don't know whether it was the right choice.
Karma?
Fade's Call now coming in.
Wait.
Carrier off to the side. They're taking so much damage as Zeus gets into melee range, and you know that's bad news. There goes Clear, and now it's whitewash once again. T1 just tear them to shreds.
And that's gonna be the end.
He's collecting all of the 80 carries, needs to try and get a win on all of them in the support role as Willer. Let's try and get in there and just distract them, but it looks like the next starts are on the minds of T1. Execute will be executed, and Willer, he's not going to find a way this time. Henna trying to defend, but this Nexus is going to go down, and T1, it looked a little bit dicey in the early game, but if you set up for the team fights right, it is going to work out your way. Really beautifully picked up in the middle.
Of T1 playing a lot of the same parts. Obviously, the Rel is a big swap up. Now the Nocturne is going to make your team fights hard to play. And we'll get to see the Nico Sports. I'm pretty sure we haven't seen.
Getting a bit of damage down. Carrier just deciding that he wants to transform into stuff. It's been a while. And in fact, it was who did it. There's a flash pulverize though, as Gumayusi's in so much trouble. The flash forward from Henna immediately, and he's going to get first blood in the 2v2. And that is how that we saw in game number 1. Hasn't found as much joy this time. As, all right, there's the Hex Flash, headbutt Pulv, but Execute just going to take some fire for his trouble, and now Henna, he's in a lot of it as well. These autos starting to pile up as the piercing arrow comes down. That was a lot of blight. And Gumayusi gets his
way into your backline, then it's Pop Blossom into a Faker ultimate.
Yeah, you need to make sure you know which one's carrier and which one isn't. As there's an all-out special delivery as Willa gets the little mini wall stun, and the execution is there. Gorgeous play from the top jungle here of FearX. And now Faker going to get pushed underneath the turret. There's the Shockwave Flash. I just don't know whether it's going to be enough here as the Sand Soldier comes out, and that is actually a 1-for-1. Just absurd.
He gets a 1v1 out of that closer. Thought he rounded the court, maybe could have flashed away from the final damage to the ball. There's Execute.
There's a flash pulverize, headbutt back there as well as Pop Blossom grabs 2, and now Henna is the target. He just pops. Oh, I didn't even think that was necessarily. Wow. Yeah, Zeus just wanders away. He did Umbrally dash as Emperor's Divide comes down. Now Execute's going to come in, but Closer might just die. No, it is going to be Execute that helps lock it down with a hoof. As the teleport came in from Faker as well. I think Closer's out of this fight. There he goes. Faker locks down that kill, so a 4v4. As Faker's still looking to come around, and Carrier Pop Blossom gets into the backline alongside the Paranoia. Henna's still alive for the moment, but Clear now looking to try and clean this one up. He does go all out, but I don't know what he's going to be able to get done here. Gumayusi very, very low, trying to kite it out as best he can, and he does so. Still, Willa gets the double, and now it's Faker and Carrier versus the world. Execute trying to be the bouncer. The Q is going to miss. The snare is going to be there, and Faker, he has no more mana to try and get this one. He's going to have to try and get some auto attack. Oh, Zeus just turns up, and it is now over unless Faker will be taken down. There's at least one back still. Willa pretty strong. He's not going to win the fight against Zeus, but he takes well. As Ona now doesn't have flash, or at least one charge now missing. As, all right, in goes Carrier. He finds the backline, the Shockwave to take down Closer. And they're going to utilize Ona to try and get on top of Henna. He's going to get feared and taken out. And the damage dealers are just dead in the blink of an eye. That's how this composition is supposed to work. And T1, they give up on the Drake. It's
live. Can the man get a miracle steal? Faker standing guard. It is hard though to keep this Lee out of the pit, but there's just not enough vision. There's not enough people, and that'll be the end of where to go. And it makes a team fight that was already won even more one-sided.
And it also really, nice sidestep by Clear as Pop Blossom is going to catch the Cassante, and no one is tanky enough to withstand that. It is a lot of investment for just to kill onto the top laner. But
to extend this series, slipping away from them, gonna need an insane Hail Mary.
All right, there's the kick flash onto Faker. They managed to get the pulverize as well. Fate's call to come through. Knockups are bound. Faker surviving for a very long time, but eventually will be taken out. And now it's Gumayusi's turn. He's trying to kite it as best he can. Closer almost dies. As Carrier, he's a caster minion. And he's just going to wander his way out. Zeus grabs himself 700 gold by taking down this inner. He's just, he's pretending. And Henna is not going to buy it. But there is an Aatrox, and now there's a very dead Kalista. Zeus, that's a lot of items you have there, sir. Okay, well now he's going to get chased down by Clear. Paranoia comes out though, and they're going to dive on top of this Cassante. Pop Blossom onto 3 once again. Not a lot of follow-up, but he buys the space required to get Zeus out and Ona. Willa in a bit of trouble here as well, and man, Carrier is playing his heart out.
Used to seeing the
Nico
mid.
As he's going to find 3 again! And another Paranoia comes down. Henna in a bit of trouble. He should get actually surviving for a very long time. Carrier trying to limp his way out. Ona going to be able to get a drive-by onto the Kalista. And he's also very tanky.
Doesn't die!
Yeah, and there's just no way for Closer to be able to get in there and do damage. As now Carrier going to put a couple about this yesterday. I think we were. Yeah. You just buy the Hex Plate, and then you go for the Frozen Heart and the good item.
Carrier did the most damage in the game. What?
Okay. Well, I guess that's what happens when you land amazing Pop Blossoms. It might be slightly changed now after Zeus does all of Closer's health bar.
I was talking... Okay, Execute This is your moment.
Well, Carrier can be a ward. Chains of Corruption do go wide, though. There's the Paranoia and Execute. No one's there for the rest of his team. Another Pop Blossom hits absolutely everyone. And the Shockwaves, Zeus just pressing all of his buttons. And this is going to be the end of this game. Closer is going to have to flash away, but the only upside is that he can maybe have a rest on his fountain, and even then, that is not going to be allowed. There are a couple of Nexus turrets that are proving to be a little bit frustrating, but Faker's going to be able to collect that kill. And Carrier is going to take a well-deserved rest, as T1 will say goodnight to this game. I tell you what, though, POGs are sometimes difficult. This time, it isn't, you know?
No.
And that's nice.
Yeah, it's been there for a while. That was the paper. Don't you worry. Up until the mid-game, I was like, yeah, own it.
These were some of the best highlights from today's LCK 2024 Spring Split matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.